Okay, today we're going to talk about how to multiply fractions. And I'm going to start by multiplying a fraction times a fraction. So let's say that I have 3/5 times 2/3. I'm just going to multiply the top times the top and the bottom times the bottom. 3 times 2 is 6, and 5 times 3 is 15. I am not done. It's not improper, so I don't have to change it to a mixed number, but can I simplify it? The easiest ones to look for are 2 and 3. Can they both divide by 2? No, because 15 is not even. What about by 3? Yes, I can divide them both by 3. So I'm going to divide them both by 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. So my answer is 2/5. Let's do another problem. I'm going to have 2/3 times 5/6. So again, I'm going to do top times top and bottom times bottom. 2 times 5 is 10, and 3 times 6 is 18. Is there anything that I can divide them both by to simplify it? Yes, they're both divisible by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. Is there anything that can divide into 5 and 9? No, so I am done. Let's do another problem. I want to do 3/5 times 8. Uh-oh, how am I going to do that? I'm going to turn 8 into a fraction. How do I do that? I hope you're saying, put a 1 underneath it. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So now I have 3/5 times 8 over 1, and then I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing. Top times top, bottom times bottom. 3 times 8 is 24, and 5 times 1 is 5. That looks funny. Why? Because it's improper. Can you leave an improper fraction improper? No. What do we have to do? Turn it into a mixed number. How do we do that? By dividing. So I'm going to do 24 divided by 5. 5 doesn't go into 2. It goes into 24 4 times, which is 20. Subtract, and I get 4. So I'm going to go around the world. I'm going to get 4 and 4/5. So my answer is 4 and 4/5. Let's do another problem. Five times 4/9. I have to turn that into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it. So now I have 5 over 1 times 4 over 9. And so I'm going to do top times top, bottom times bottom. 5 times 4 is 20. 9 times 1 is 9. Again, I know that is improper, and I cannot leave an improper fraction improper. So I'm going to divide. 20 divided by 9. 9 is going to go into 20 twice, which is 18. I subtract, and I know 18 to 20, that's 19/20, that's 2. So I go around the world, and I'm going to get 2 and 2/9. So 5 times 4/9 is equal to 2 and 2/9. Now we're going to talk about some mixed numbers, mixed fractions, mixed numbers. Okay, let's say that I've got 3 and 4/5 times 5/7. I can't multiply it unless I have fractions, and I've got a mixed number, so I have to make this mixed number mad. Okay? Multiply, add, and then you keep your denominator the same, right? So 3 times 5 is 15, plus 4 is 19, and my denominator stays the same, so that's 19/5 times, and then 5/7. Now, we are going to do top times top, bottom times bottom, if we're not canceling, which we might not be there yet. So I'm going to do 19 times 5. 5 times 9 is 45. Carry my 4. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9, so that's 95 over 35. That is improper. So what must I do? Divide to turn it into a mixed number. So I'm going to do 95 divided by 35. So how many times could that go in there? Let's see. 35 times 2 is 10, and 70. So 35 times 3, 3 times 5 is 15, carry my 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10, so that's too much, so it'll have to be 2, right? So that's 2, which is 70. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to get 5, and 9 minus 7 is 2. So I'm going to get 2 and 25 over 35. So I say my answer is 2 and 25 over 35. But I'm not done. All this work and you're not done? Nope. Why? Because I can simplify. What can divide into 25 and 35? They both end in 5s, so I can divide them both by 5. And don't forget your whole number. There's a little equal sign there. 25 divided by 5 is 5. And 35 divided by 5 is 7. So my answer is 2 and 5/7. Okay, I'm going to do another example. I have 2.5 times 3 3/4. First thing I have to do is make my fractions mad. So I'm going to do 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1. So I'm going to add, and that's 5. And my denominator stays at 2. So that's going to be 5/2 times, let's make this 3 3/4 mad. So I'm going to start with my my multiply. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15, and my denominator stays the same, so that's going to be 4. So I have 5/2 times 15/4. So I'm going to do top times top, bottom times bottom. So I'm going to start with 15 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. I carry my 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So that's 75 over 8. What kind of fraction is that? Improper. So I need to turn it into a mixed number by dividing. So I'm going to do 75 divided by 8. That goes in there 0. If we know our facts really well, 8 is going to go into 75 9 times, which gets me 72. I subtract and I get 3. So that's going to be 9 and 3/8. Can that simplify? No, there's nothing that can divide into 3 and 8. So that's my answer. So 9 and 3/8. And I hope you're feeling a little bit better about multiplying fractions.